Hello everyone and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. And in this episode, what we're mainly going to be doing now is I believe we got as much done as possible, when going to Romani's ranch and stuff. So now, given the fact that it's like dawn of the second day, I reckon it's a good time to go onwards to Great Bay Coast and then get started in the Pirate's Fortress. Given the fact that the item we're going to get in there will be extremely useful. For other things, for like doing side quests and stuff, because, well, if you're like a fan of like the Zelda series in general, I'm pretty sure you already know what I'm talking about, but it allows us to basically get up to higher places with a chain that shoots out of it. I'm pretty sure you know what I mean by that, though. In fact, you know what, to make things easier, I might as well just use the Song of Soaring to get there, so, let me just do that. And one thing, another reason or so why I'm doing this is particularly, if you remember before where I cleared the ghosts and that, in Romani's ranch, pretty much on, was it night of the first day? That's all cleared and we got the, what do we get again? We got like an empty bottle or something. In fact, let me just have a look. Yeah, we got, another empty bottle. The one with Crimea is today, but it's pretty much at 6 PM. However, we need to be there at exactly 6 PM or so, so basically, you need to be inside Romani's ranch before it gets to night of the second day. And, just to make things a little easier to save me everything going on and that, what I'm going to do is, play the reverse Song of Time just to slow down time, so give me a moment to do that. There's actually a lot of editing involved in this. Okay, with all that done, and now we're onwards to the place that, did I go here before? I actually can't remember, because it's been a while since I last recorded this particular part, and I'm very forgetful, to be honest. So, let's just go see if I actually open this place up or not, because it's kind of a bit of a strange way that you get into the Pirate's Fortress. But honestly, I think it's really cool, because it's like some sort of breaking and entering, if you will. Because the Pirate's Fortress are the ones, that stole the Zora eggs from Lulu, and of course we have to try to get them back and all that jazz, so I suppose we just gotta get to it, have we? Again, though, I do absolutely love just the swimming mechanics, with the Zora, or at least with Mikau going on, because I know it's really, really convenient and stuff, because trying to just swim normally around, with Link and stuff, I honestly find to be slow and sluggish. Also, it does look like I actually opened up the place before, fair enough, cool. In fact, did I take a picture of the pirate? I'm honestly quite lost in memory also, so I might have to check my inventory screen for a second. Hold on, wait, let's see. Yeah, indeed, I did literally take a picture of one of them. I suppose I could literally do that quest right now, but it's honestly not worth it too much, because the thing that we're going to get for it is pretty much a seahorse, but that's going to be for an area much later on this, and preferably I like to get the Pirate's Fortress done first before going into that particular area. And, okay, did I open up the place? I'm pretty sure I did, because, I hit, like, that switch, with the gore on, also, in order to get it down. In fact, yeah, I did. Cool. So I can literally just progress on with this particular thing. Except, Pirate's Fortress is honestly quite difficult in places if you don't know exactly what you're doing, because when swimming around, you may notice, like, some currents and stuff happening, and if you get caught in one of those currents, you'll get pushed out. So half the time, as a Zora, you'll have to keep swimming up, and then a bit higher or a bit lower, and just try to avoid things at all costs, But I do honestly love the music, though, to the Pirate's Fortress level, because just, I don't know, I think it just really suits to the fact that we're trying to break in and enter without being seen. Except, this is pretty much where it is recommended that you have the stone mask. Again, it's very different how you get it in the 3DS version, I think. Whereas, the one that I'm showing you in the N64 version, all you literally had to do was give the guard a red potion, which was near the graveyard place. If you have a look back at one of the episodes anyway. It is very, very different compared to the 3DS version. And honestly, I can't exactly tell you for sure because I haven't played it. That's the thing. Anyways, so this area in particular, the reason why the stone mask is pretty much needed, in fact, I suppose I could go for that chest right there, but I don't really want to, because honestly, I think mainly what I'm going to be doing for now is after discovering, the technique of destroying that bird, which was literally outside Romani's ranch, that is the way I'm going to literally stock up on rupees now, because it is just way more fast and convenient. Okay, this is the one that you kind of want to jump out of the way by doing like a dolphin dive over the top of it. You can, I suppose, go underneath it, but because I'm a bit of a daredevil, I like to just jump over it over the top. Because just, I don't know, that's just how I roll, pretty much. Also, I just realized, pretty much, there are 20 heart pieces in this game. But we're already at like 11 so far. I know I already said basically before that, you know, we hit like 10 heart pieces, therefore we've already completed one part of it, and now it's going to start a new part, but still. Actually, speaking of which, we got a new heart piece right here. This one, honestly, is not too hard to achieve, given the fact that there's like no enemies in this area. That's the only thing with the Pirate's Fortress, I would say. There's not really much enemies. The only enemies that you find are those spike things, and pretty much just those currents. There's no actual physical enemies to attack. However, this is why we're trying to break and enter it this way. We will see some certain enemies later, but I don't really want to spoil what that is, so I'll just keep quiet about that for now. However, this heart piece is not too bad to achieve. I suppose it's one of those things where you need to make sure that you've got the hang of using the Goron properly, you know? Because what's going to happen is that's going to raise up, and I need to try and roll into that as fast as I can without it closing. Hopefully I'll do okay. Yeah, we're good. Fair enough, fine. So it's not too bad, really, and they actually do give you quite a lot of time, because even though I, like, got that heart piece, it was still open for quite a while. So, you know, they're not too heartless or so when it comes to that sort of thing, I guess. But, I mean, I suppose this is Majora's Mask, and sometimes games can be like that, you know, where, depending on, like, what you're doing and stuff, it can be difficult, but sometimes easy. But then again, most games are like that anyway, so what the hell am I talking about? Of course, this one right here, I think you have to be quite quick in order to get by, because otherwise this one shuts down. Except I honestly have more trouble getting through this than actually getting the heart piece. I don't know why. Now this is where I recommend you to go slow. Also, these spike things are the enemies I was on about. Yeah, I know they're not actual physical enemies, but they kind of count, I guess, because, I mean, they do at least hurt you, and that is how, you know, I picture enemies to be in the Pirate's Fortress or so. But don't really swim fast and just swim all about the place when going by there. You mainly just want to take things slow so that you can notice what way the currents are going and, you know, what levels they're on. And this one, I think, is actually timed, so I'm going to have to be quick for this one. What I would like to do is get out my arrows and not really equip it on the fire arrows. I like how, you know, when you're equipping... Oh dear, hang on, wait, there we go. I like how when you're equipping the fire arrows also, you can just equip them separately, just so then, you know, when you get the arrows out yourself, you're not going to automatically be, you know, using the fire arrows. You can just use your arrows normally and stuff, and I don't know. I just think that's a nice preference. Then again, Ocarina of Time did that, I guess, but that's the thing that Majora's Mask pretty much does half the time. Most of the things it takes are pretty much from Ocarina of Time, but just enhances it in, like, clever ways, really. I mean, that's not to say that Ocarina of Time wasn't clever. In fact, when Ocarina of Time released, it was, you know, nothing like anybody had seen before at its time of release and stuff. But I don't know, it's just some of the things that Majora's Mask take from it. I do think that some of the things that they do change about it can be good, but sometimes bad. But I'm not too sure, really. Either way, welcome to the Pirate's Fortress. This is what we're going to be trying to get through, and we mainly want to not be seen by all these pirates going on over here. And that is where, you know, the Stone's Mask is going to come into play, because it means that none of them can see us. I have done it before, where you can actually get by the area without using the Stone Mask, so it's not actually properly needed. It just makes things a lot easier for you. And it's one that I would recommend, by the way, for the first time player, because trying to get through this normally can be a right old pain, but still. But yeah, that's it pretty much for traversing around the area inside. It's not too bad to break through, and you might be thinking, well, that's great, but that means every time we get into this area, we're going to have to go through that in order to get back here in the first place. Worry not, because somewhere around here, in fact, I think it's down. Is the camera going to pan down at all? No, sadly it isn't. Can I at least... Fine, I'll have to go all the way down then just to show you. Except I kindly would like to put on my stone mask before I get detected by any of the pirates, because I don't want any of them to see me. You'll see this particular thing going on over here. I'm pretty sure you recognize what that is if you're a familiar Zelda fan going on. That's a certain item that we're going to be using, and it will help us latch onto it in order to get to here a lot quicker, so it means that you don't really have to, you know, go through the same bit with the Zora and stuff, because otherwise, yes, I agree, that would be a bit of a pain. And yeah, it may look pretty threatening, this place, but the Stone's Mask makes this place into a complete joke, because you see, when you don't have it on, they're able to see you and they will just throw you out immediately, but they won't throw you out of the Pirate's Fortress, you see. They'll just throw you out of this particular bit, so you know where I just came out of? that is where they'll throw you out. So they're not just going to throw you out the Great Bay. It's only if you get detected with those pirates on the ships out there or so that happen. But because I got the Stones Mask on, they can't see me. And I can literally just chop them up if I want. You know? So just trying to get by here without the Stones Mask is somewhat a bit of a challenge. And if you want to do that, I suppose, it's not really the hardest thing ever, in my opinion. I mean, mainly what you gotta keep doing is just taking shelter, hiding behind boxes, and you can stun them, you know, with arrows. So even though I just hit them with my sword, the exact same thing happens with arrows going on. Oh, and by the way, whatever you do, if you're playing this, do not go through that door right there, because there was a pirate right, you know, at the beginning of that door when you go inside it, and you'll get detected. As long as you have the stone mask on, though, you should be okay. But even if you proceed on with the stones mask in that place, for some reason they're able to see you. I think it's because they force you to go to this particular area, and you're about to see why. I've been waiting for you. And did you find the rest of the eggs? No, but, that's What are you trying to pull here? If people hear the great pirates have lost the treasure they stole, we'll become a laughingstock. Yes, but, Avil? The sea is strangely murky where we were attacked by the sea snakes. Silence! That's why the Zoras can't send for any help. Now that the eggs are gone, the Zoras should be frantically searching for them. If we don't hurry, the Zoras will get to them before we do. There are 4 eggs here now. Hurry, go find the other 3 eggs before those sea snakes eat them. Understood. Wait! The Zora eggs are the only clue we have about that dragon cloud floating over the bay. If what that strange masked one says is true, and if we can get our hands on the treasure that lies sleeping in the temple in that dragon cloud, that was a long one, then we can spend the rest of our lives living the good life. So get a move on and go find them. Now! Understood. So yeah, something's happening right there or so. However, Tattle, when we move forwards, will say this. We have a good view of their leader's room from here. And I bet if you needed to, you could shoot an arrow through these bars. In fact, Tattle, how about we try that or so? Because something quite amusing is going to happen, I find. At least when I see this, I always find it amusing. Anyway, you'll see his beehive. Let's try shooting that. I like how they're pirates and they have these like giant spheres and everything, you know, and look really threatening, yet bees inside a hive are enough to threaten them. I don't really get that though, but still, I always find that amusing, particularly, you know, just, I don't know, it just doesn't really make any sense, you know, given the fact that they've seen much, much worse. There's even like a pirate that we're going to come across which has like 2 swords, and they are just intimidated by bees. But then again, I mean, bees are quite scary in reality, so what the hell am I to talk about, eh? Anyways, we're now going to come across the most useful item in this game, and pretty much through most of the Zelda franchises, where if I have a look inside this, we are now greeted to the Hookshot. Use it to grapple items so you can reel them in or pull yourself over to them. Press C to arm it, then use analog stick to aim, release C to shoot. Yes, indeed, the Hookshot makes a return and for great use, because this now allows me to do pretty much a lot of things that I wasn't able to do before to make things a bit easier, because you see there's these places called the spider houses that I can now access. There's one actually in outside the Deku Palace. I could have gone to it before, but it wasn't really worth it because a lot of the spiders there, you actually need the hookshot to get them, and you need to catch like all 25. So I'm able to do that now, so that makes a change, doesn't it? It's about time, because I honestly like doing the spider houses, and I have a particular editing technique that I want to do with those. And one thing that we're actually supposed to do, okay, in the Pirate's Fortress is go around and rescue these Zora eggs. But, you see, the thing is, I have like 3 bottles at the minute and stuff, and I need a total of 4 in this area. So what I'm mainly going to do right now is, I know that I could pick up this Zora egg right away, but I don't want to, because when I come back to this fortress next time, I want to basically just collect all the eggs in one shot, because by that time I will have 4 bottles, because also, in order to get the 4th bottle, we need this Hookshot to get it anyway. So that's mainly the way I'm going to play it, you know, because a lot of people when they come to this area, they don't like it, because mainly the fact that they only have like 1 or 2 bottles, so it means when those 2 are full, they literally have to go back, take the eggs out, and then make their way all the way back over here again to grab the other 2 and then go back. You know, it's a very going in and going out procedure, if you will. But when you have all 4 bottles, that makes this place a hell of a lot more easier, you know? So that's mainly what I'm going to be doing. I suppose I might as well show you what happens if you get detected, because I mean, it's quite amusing. In fact, wait, I know I've taken a picture on my picture graph, but I at least would like to check it. Really? I have to check it like this? Okay, fine, I'll just get this out then. Is that a picture of a pirate? Yes, it is. Cool, so I would like to keep that picture. However, I would like to get detected. So, you see, when they find you and stuff, what they do is they throw you out like this. I honestly find it quite comedic, to be honest, and I'm quite weird. But that's what I was on about, you know, for like the item that we needed in order to get back onto here, because of course the Hookshot will help us latch onto that particular thing over there, allowing us, you know, to get here a lot faster, so it saves us going through all this crap as a bloody Zora all over again. And in fact, is there a ship near, or at least one of the boats near me at the minute? Because I would like to at least get detected, because I honestly can't really take it seriously in half the time when this happens. I always like to joke around with it, but when they detect you outside of here, that is when the music changes, because then you get thrown out just like that. I don't know how. Like, how on earth do they go from the boat, detect you, and then bring you all the way up to the top of this building, which you can't really get on otherwise, and then throw you out that way or so? I don't really understand how that works, but never mind. Anyways, right. So, what else can we do at a time like this? I mean, I suppose I've got the Hookshot, so one thing then, I might as well do, since while I've got the chance, because, I mean, it's only like 12 PM, and Crimea's thing happens at, you know, night of the 2nd day, so I mean, I've got plenty of time. Hopefully I'll have it done by then anyway. Is I would like to move on and go to the Waterfall, particularly near, you know, where Zora's domain is. So I am just gonna quickly swim about and do that also. Can I just say, you know, like the soundtrack to this particular area or so, I like how eerie and just disturbing it is. This is honestly probably the, okay, maybe the 2nd creepiest version of, you know, this track that we hear in the game. The first? You'll find that out later or so, and I'm not the one to only agree with this and that, since a lot of the fans in the Zelda, you know, community and stuff agree with this as well. And I'm pretty sure they know what I'm talking about already, because when people hear that, it just, oh god, it's so creepy, yet I love it. When I first heard it for like the first time and stuff, I just thought, oh my god, wow. That is creepy, yet awesome at the same time. I always find that, though, from time to time. Like, you know when you find something really scary or creepy? Even though it really freaks me out, I do find it quite a cool concept in a way. Like, particularly, have you ever heard of, like, a film called Coraline? I believe it's directed by Henry Selick and stuff. However, when I was a kid and stuff and I saw that film, I remember it being really creepy and stuff with the whole button eyes mechanic going on, and it kind of freaked me out in places, but also I just realized I'm going the wrong way. But nowadays, when I see it, I like the creepy factor and just how creative it is, particularly, you know, the fact that everything was done through stop motion. I don't know. I kind of like creepy things more nowadays. It's really weird. I'm becoming such a weird fellow in life, aren't I? Anyways, right, so now that we've got the Hookshot, this will allow me, in order to scale up the waterfall, at least I believe I'm on the right area. Except, oddly enough, I don't really see any lights. I believe the lights only appear, actually, at night time, so, you know what, that's convenient. Okay, so, what one is it again? It is... Okay, so I know I have to be on, like, one of these things in order to get up here. Oh, yeah, it's that thing, okay. Because what you mainly want to do with the Hookshot is when you shoot it out like this, it will allow it to grapple onto things. However, it will only grapple onto things if it has a red dot on it. If it doesn't, then it won't work. Keep note of that. Okay? So, of course, I'm going to spend a while in order to try to get up here with terrible analog sensitivity. Jesus. Somebody really needs to make a compilation of how many times I've complained about the analog sensitivity, but honestly, it's really, like, thrown me off on this. It's been extremely annoying. Is that a decorative flower up there? I think that's a decorative flower, actually. But I don't really have to worry about that too much or so, since I believe I could jump off, couldn't I? Okay, not jumping off this time. I am now going to clip onto it also like this. Although, honestly, there's not really much else to say when trying to go up this area particularly, because, well, I suppose I can at least talk about this chest right here, which is just here for convenience. But, I mean, I'm pretty much halfway up there already anyway. At least I believe so anyway, as far as memory occurs. Right, so, let's see. Yeah, there's another one up here or so, and I believe there's one more after that. And I suppose it would be a good idea to end the episode off here, because looking at my timer, I'm at like 22 minutes so far, I believe, according to it anyway. But I should be able to do this within like the 25-minute mark, so let's just give it a shot, shall we? Cool. So let's just hop on in here, and we are greeted to these people, or things. Also, it has like Zora's domain music. I've only just literally noticed this because for some reason, every time I came to this area, it was like nighttime for some reason. So I never really understood or knew, you know, that they had like Zora's domain music. I honestly thought they had like their own theme. But if we Z-target onto it, it will then decide to go down like this with very weird eyes. Like, honestly, those eyes look kind of strange. So now what I would like to do is sink on down to the bottom and then have a word with them. Because honestly, this minigame right here reminds me of that particular place when you get to Beach Bowl Galaxy, I think it is in Super Mario Galaxy, where, you know, you have to swim through a bunch of rings. You again? You can't fool me with those green clothes. You want an empty bottle, don't you? You've never learned your lesson. Okay, he's just spoiled what we're going to get. Coo. Okay, I'll give you one. But only if you can swim through all the rings in the river under 2 minutes. So, do you want to try? Actually, to be honest, no, because I'm looking at my timer now and I seem to already, like, be at 25 minutes, and you should know me by now. I don't really like my videos going for too long, so I reckon another time like this, I'm going to end the episode off right here. In the next episode of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, we are going to be swimming with some beavers. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? So take care, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. This is really fun to just swim